England is many things. It is the United States' ancestral home, the home of the Magna Carta and English common law. It is home to some of the world's greatest poets, writers, and scientists, like Chaucer, Shakespeare, Newton, Blake, Darwin, Dickens, and Wolfe.
Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy.
It is home to great castles and cathedrals and royal palaces. It is home to idyllic towns and villages like Bath and Windsor, and home to one of the greatest of cities, London.
Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you. It's easy.
In March of 2014, 16 Honors College students from Houston Community College spent 9 days traveling throughout England. While using London as our English home base throughout our stay, we also traveled west by train to visit the picturesque town of Bath, noted for its exquisite 2,000-year-old Roman baths and its characteristic 18th century architecture. We traveled east to visit Greenwich, the home of the Cutty Sark and of the prime meridian for longitude. We trekked by train to Windsor to visit its famous castle, the weekend home to Queen Elizabeth II. And we followed the Thames River by train to the palace home of King Henry VIII at Hampton Court. Back in London, there was so much to do and see. Each day we enjoyed its museums, its famous churches, and its parks. Every evening we sampled the diversity of its foods, Indian food one night, French food another, and Italian food on yet another. Of course, we had to try the fish and chips. All were exceptional. We learned to use its amazing transportation systems, the trains, the light rail, and of course, the London Underground. Mind the gap. We left England, and especially London, with a better understanding of its history, culture, and diversity, and why it ranks among the greatest places to travel on Earth. England has it all. To all of us in the Honors College, it became more than a starting point for future travels. It became a friend, a home, and an ultimate destination.
Well, London just surpassed all my expectations. I didn't really want to build myself to be okay, this is how it's gonna go. But when I was there, it was just you were for the moment, you live the moment, you enjoy the moment, and everything we did, which I think was great. And I think Wilcox did an amazing job planning that itinerary. Because it seemed like a lot, but it was enough where you would be wow, this is good, this is amazing. I think that we were able to create experiences and do things that people probably previously have gone on this trip to London didn't get to experience. So I'm so glad things went the way they did, and all the experiences that Wilcox put us through and all the things they had planned out for us were really great. So yeah.
And then the British Library was just absolutely amazing, just the sheer magnitude of the library, and then all the treasures that they have, the Magna Carta, all the historical books, it's absolutely breathtaking. You can spend weeks in there and just still not get enough of it.
Well, I really enjoyed the Tower of London. Enjoyed the beef eaters. They were very entertaining and interesting characters. I also enjoyed a lot of the cathedrals and abbeys that we went to. Very, very beautiful architecture, and there were a lot of the things that we covered in our art history classes. And
I loved it. I went in with people giving different opinions and setting expectations sort of low compared to other European countries, and I actually came back amazed. It's a pretty nice country.
The thing that I carry out from London back to Houston here is the memory, good friendship. Yeah, I spent time with the two kids in my room, and we have a good time over there. Not sleeping together, but it's a good time.
I like the clash of the buildings, the historical buildings with modern buildings. It was really cool, and it yeah, it's amazing how like everything is put together in like, one place, one city. And I love that they've preserved their culture, heritage like really, really well. And yeah.
My favorite part of London was noticing differences and similarities between Europe and America, because I think that's really what I wanted to gain from the trip, was an insight into another country, and just see how like the tube works, and how everything was so different, their infrastructure, just everything. And yeah.
One of my favorite things was Hampton Court. I really liked walking through the whole place. I really liked the huge gardens in the back. I was a little disappointed we didn't get to go through the maze, but that was really cool.
Yeah, for me, my favorite part was Windsor Castle, because it's amazing how they still using a medieval castle to live. The Queen was moving there the next day that we went, and it's just amazing how they conserve, how they preserve, and how they keep using that history.
My favorite part of London is probably the tube and the bank, because I kind of like a business guy. I like to see the business stuff, but the bank is amazed me because of the Asian structures, architectures. They mix with like the modern architecture. It's look pretty nice. It's like it really amazed me. It's better than the look of Wall Street.
For me, when I got there, the first thing I noticed was that everyone was walking. Coming from Houston, everyone usually, drives around, and so when I got to London, and all we did was walk, it was, it was kind of like weird at first, but then I got accustomed to it. I grew accustomed to it, and I actually enjoyed being able to walk around and just marvel at everything,
Coming back from London, coming back to Houston, I realized how our transportation really is not even advanced like theirs. And what I really took from that is I used to do my commute here to the Y in my car, but now I just take the rail and go over there and walk. And I guess I started to be more active.
Thank you to the Honors College and Dr. Peters, Professor Wilcox, and the HCC Board of Trustees for allowing us to have this trip. Thank you for everything, and I'm sure we're all incredibly grateful for this experience. It's something that we will probably never forget. It made us a lot closer. We learned a lot. It was a very unique experience, and at least on my part, I'm extremely thankful. So thank you.
I'd like to thank Elliot for doing this video. Such a great guy, always taking pictures of everyone.